Okay, so for today's session, the first topic is tooltip handling. Okay, so in last session, I told you to how to pause some sort of script running in the HTML embedded. Okay, so here is the scenario. This is one of the demo website where I got to see a good scenario to demonstrate. So this one, as you are able to see, if I mouse over on this green button, you're able to see some sort of text is coming. Okay, or for this particular text box. Okay, or even I should tell you, this sort of scenarios where when you do some mouse over actions, then your mouse pointer go on that element and some sort of text got pop up. But when you actually try to inspect this, it got actually hidden up. Okay, so this sort of scenario is called tooltip, because we are actually moving our mouse cursor tip to there, and it is sort of a tip is coming with some relevant message. Okay, so for this, how to pause this particular thing, which is really simple one. Okay, few 2 years back, even I struggled to do so. I not even get to know how to do with this sort of thing. So I usually, what I usually do, I try to capture this particular screenshot of this particular thing, and I try to find out with XPath, this sort of, or in the inspect menu, I try to find out this sort of text where is in the DOM available. Okay, but somewhere sometimes it actually got embedded inside a script which got really executed when you mouse over. Okay, so that naturally didn't means give the answer for every sort of scenario for this tooltip handling, which is not even the relevant one. Okay, so for this, you have to actually go to right click, inspect, then go to inspect, and then after you have to go to actually sources. Okay, the third tab, element, console, and sources. Here, as I try to mouse over, you'll able to see a pause button is coming also. Okay, so here is the shortcut for is control plus backslash or F8. Okay, so sometimes in your if you are using a laptop, so you have to use key combination Fn plus F8 if it is in a function button embedded the F keys. Okay, or you can simply just use control backslash, which is really simple. So for this, I'm just mouse hovering this and control backslash, so now it got paused. Okay, now it got paused, and I it is not actually this particular message is over here. So now I'm able to inspect it. Okay, so here I'm able to see now in the div class tooltip inner and this particular text. Okay, so now you can easily able to find out the XPath for this. You have to just configure your script first, something like, I'm just unpausing the script. Okay, closing this, just open this URL, just mouse over action with action class, and then just try to find out or fetch the text that it is really coming as an expected text. Okay, so the similar kind of script I had written over here. So this is the prerequisites with the URL I just shown you. Okay, then after, this is the web element which I find out for this green for me to see button. Okay, and then actually this switching is not needed. I just copy pasted the at the rate test annotation and all this method first, so it is actually not needed, not even relevant to this particular code, so you can just remove it. Okay, so okay, so this is the first web element, and then after, by action class, move to element dot build dot perform, and inside move to element method you have to give as a parameter as a web element of that web element where after your tooltip got actually revealed. Okay, and then just to see the execution in a slower fashion, just to thread dot sleep 300 millisecond, and then after I just able to find out, as I told you, how to find out this? I once again repeat myself. Inspect, go to source, then just do a mouse over, let the tooltip come, control backslash, it got paused, go to elements, try to click over here, then just try to find out the XPath. And the similar kind of XPath I had over here, find it out. Okay. And then what I'm trying to get it as a text that from this particular XPath, from this web element, I'm fetching the text. Okay. And then just asserting that this is my expected and actual is coming from this particular web element, then into string, and string got compared with this string, which I actually hard coded over here, which is my expected value, and this is the actual value. Whenever the execution is going on, it got fetched and compared with this. Okay, so I'll execute this script now. Okay. Okay, so it got started. And it mouse over first on green button, tooltip came, it fetched the text of the tooltip, then eventually the browser got closed and the actual text is coming. You hovered over the button. Okay, and let's just check the assertion got failed or pass. Okay, so it got passed as it is coming in green color. Okay, one of one run, zero error, zero failures. Okay, so this is we have to do sometimes when in interview also, or some sort of scenario, because this is not the regular scenario we have to do in terms of testing, but sometimes this is more application specific or scenario specific based scenario where you have to actually test this particular text also with the with in terms of automation. Okay, so this kind of stuff you can do with the name tooltip handling. Okay, so you have to do something like this. So any doubt or difficulty in this?
No.
Okay.
Is this the only way, Sarang sir, to handle the tooltip?
Yeah, but because without pausing that particular thing, if the embedded JavaScript is continuously running, so it actually captures your mouse movement. And if we try to hover the mouse on some other elements or in our inspect menu, it will eventually got vanish out. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the only way actually I find it out over the internet. If you know anything else, then you let me know in the group.
No, just I was just asking.
Mm, okay, okay. But actually, I found it out over the internet with a couple of videos that this is the only way right now, till now. Okay. Then, shall I move to the next one then? If no questions or doubt for this. Okay. See over here, I once again open this particular thing or website. See, this is the particular website which is one of I should say a demo one. Guys, can you please give me a minute? Yeah, guys, are you able to hear me?
Yep.
Okay, somehow my internet connection got stopped and I'm trying to connect to a stable Wi-Fi. Okay, let me check the audience is up there or not. All the audience. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now is my screen sharing is also on now? Okay, so
Uh,
yeah.
no, your screen is not visible.
Not able to see your screen, sir.
Okay, okay. Once again, I'll share it because now it is visible.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and let me check about the recording. Yeah, it is on. Okay, so I found this particular website to demonstrate you this scenario, which is not having the SSL certification. So whenever you try to create your own website or your client website, so at that time you have to purchase a domain name, okay, with something a name with .com, .in, .org, with couple of others, okay, which are something really country specific, also US, UK, AUS, okay. So that domain name you have to purchase, then you have to host that particular domain name with a hosting you have to provide actually, where you keep your website. Okay, that sort of code we actually try to test it out and give it as a production way out, that no bugs so found, and it got actually on a server, specific server which you had purchased, got hosted over there. And meanwhile, as a process, you have to purchase an SSL certificate just to tell who are the visitors to your website that this is a really secure website, and couple of other reasons are also there to purchase an SSL. So I'm not going in that direction, causes it is came into the cyber security and all sort of things. So security is the main concern. Okay, so as a basic, you are actually checking HTTPS, so S should be there, then SSL should be there, as I show you. Okay, so see over here, connection is secure, it is showing. Okay, for this website is also showing connection is secure. Okay, but when I try to enter this website and hit enter, okay, it is not showing that it is not secure in some of the browsers, or in the older versions, or if you try to find out about the SSL certification error and its automation about the Selenium over the internet, you'll able to find out in a earlier browser there is some other markings over there. Okay, so an updated version of Chrome or in Firefox or in Mozilla, you'll able to see some sort of this is a not secure option, but sometimes you'll able to see a lock with red marking, which is not locked in position. Okay, so don't confuse with that. So this is a website which is not actually having, or the admin of this website haven't purchased the SSL for this. Okay, so this is the particular thing. So now what we are actually,
Sarang sir,
yeah.
I have one question.
Mhm.
Actually, where I'm working, so we download SSL certificate from Charles
Mhm.
to run that website. So what's that then?
Charles is the provider of SSL, I guess so. You're asking me.
Ah, yes, yes, we are
So there are.
using,
Mhm. Yeah, continue.
without Charles, we are not able to access that site
So see,
or applications.
SSL is having much more as an uh, it is actually, I should say कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी के अंदर आता है वो डोमेन. ओके, वो स्पेसिफिक सिनेरियो. ओके, एंड
SSL
SSL,
proxy.
हाँ, SSL and then proxy and then a lot more configurations you have to do. And sometimes company will not allow until and unless in their particular company premises or in their particular company network, if that particular website is not SSL purchased or SSL certified. Okay, something like this I just shown you. Okay, the normal website over here, this is amazon.in. Okay, so over here this is youtube.com. so if it not purchased, that particular website not able to open on that particular network. Okay, so this is specific, or company to company depend upon that you are able to open it or not. Okay.
Okay, and we also take after installing that SSL certificate,
Mhm.
then we take load size and load time, and also we did
So
network monitoring.
that particular thing comes under the area of non-functional testing, load testing,
Okay.
stress testing, then ping timing, that
Yes,
in
yes, yes.
how much time your particular website got loaded with all sort of images with fully functional page. Okay, so Selenium actually doesn't able to deal with that sort of scenarios. Okay. However, I should say at max, what you can do, you can check the response time, or you can check in most of the cases the broken images or all images got loaded on the page properly or not. Okay, but there is a catch. Selenium cannot able to automate or able to check whether that particular image, we cannot validate a valid image with an invalid image. Okay, so we are basically checking with Selenium that from the server. I just I, I'll tell you. over here, if I try to check this particular thing, so this is one of the image. Okay, so what we are going to check via Selenium, that after hitting this URL, which is a source URL for this particular image, it is actually giving a post request or a post response after a get response. Okay, get request, and then after post response came from the server where this particular image got hosted on Amazon server. So it is coming as a response as in 200. So that particular thing only we can do automate with Selenium. Or then if you wish to test those sort of scenarios, you have to use couple of other tools, sort of JMeter, Postman, then SOAP UI to automate that sort of thing. Okay, got
Okay.
clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now coming back to the original scenario, that after hitting this particular website, it is what we as in manually we do, click on advance. I'm not actually clicking on this proceed, because if I clicked it once, it actually saved in my actual Chrome browser history, and then after I'll not able to demonstrate you this. Okay, so if I click on proceed to cacert.com, so it will open that particular website. Okay, and will actually demonstrating this scenario via automation. So after clicking over here, then this we are having a particular sort of code available in Selenium, that we don't have to do this sort of thing. Click on this, then proceed to unsafe this particular sort of unsafe website. Okay, so who is not on mute? Guys, I'll request you all to go on mute. Just please check your mic setting. I'm not able to figure it out over here. I guess Amruta side I am facing the issue. Okay, she muted herself. Okay, so now over here, what we are doing, just a simple thing. This is actually one of the thing we can actually do with the desired capabilities of Selenium. Okay, in desired capabilities, actually we can do lot more things, but for this particular scenario, what we are doing to accept this particular thing automatically, just skipping this particular page. As a user, we know that this particular website haven't purchased the SSL certificate. That's why Chrome or any browser is showing us this particular message that you shouldn't proceed further. Okay, might be possible. See over here, your password, messages, or credit card information might be stolen out, and then you know the consequences. Okay, because the privacy is the one of the major issue. Okay, so over here what we need to do to skip that only page and just head over to the original website, you have to first create desired capabilities as an reference variable, then object of desired capabilities, then cap dot set accept insecure certificate as an value true. Okay, so this will actually change the state or actually skip this particular page, as we are as a script writer of this particular scenario, we are telling Chrome or the particular browser that just ignore that particular thing and just move to the next page. Okay, and this particular cap you have to actually give to the constructor of the Chrome driver. Okay, or any sort of driver, browser driver you are actually using. So driver is equal to new Chrome driver, and you are giving the inside the constructor argument this particular reference variable of desired capabilities, and we set it as an accept insecure certificate as in true. Okay, and then the regular use regular story or writing thing, that maximizing delete all cookies and the actual website. Okay, and then what I'm actually doing over here, it is just demonstration, just to printing out the title of the page. Okay, so let me just automate or try to execute this script. and it will open the browser. And after some time, you'll able to see that page got skipped out, which is showing that particular issue that SSL is not available. If you go further, you have to click on those two options. Sometimes it will take more time, or sometimes it will execute really fast. Okay, and this is the actual website. Okay, so it is one of the demonstration sort of website I found on internet, and this is the title of the particular web page. Okay, so this is how you can handle the SSL certificate error. Okay, so the question arises from interview site that how to handle SSL certificate error and how to proceed further. So you have to tell, you have to create the reference variable of desired capability class, then try to remember this sort of line. You have to remember this particular method with having the argument as a true, and then you are giving the reference variable to the constructor of the driver, okay, the browser driver, and then the thing is just a regular. Okay, so any question in this?
Sarang sir, what is the difference between desired capabilities and Chrome options?
See, Chrome options. Okay, I'll tell you in the next thing. But as you're asking me, Chrome option is specifically, uh, you can say it as a moreover designed for Chrome only. Okay, so for some of the thing, Chrome can able to handle cannot be handled, or I can give a relevant example. See, there are couple of, as you are able to see, there are couple of extension I had added in my Chrome. Might be possible there are couple of them are not available for Firefox, and you need to install this sort of extension with over the browser with desired capabilities. So at that time, if you are really testing a browser specific thing, okay, so you can use Chrome options. But if you try to write, or if you need to test it out over 2 3 browsers, so you have to use desired capabilities. So desired capabilities is an umbrella term where inside that Chrome options or Firefox options, or I am not actually I should say that I am not knowing about the Opera options is the class or
Mhm.
not available, but those are options available
Yes.
there itself.
Okay, so desired capabilities is the main class, right? And
Yes,
under
yes.
this class, Chrome options and Mozilla options, all this stuff
Hmm, hmm.
comes.
And if you
Okay.
are testing it for
Uh,
any browser specific thing where some extension or some of the properties are only developed by Chrome there itself, so you can directly just use Chrome options. Okay,
okay. And one last question: what are the other things that we can do with this desired capabilities and Chrome options?
that
Means,
we are
just
actually going
just
to cover
just
in the,
general.
no, I should say I'm just covering it in the next
Okay,
class.
no
Don't
problem.
worry. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyone else having the issues in desired capabilities about the SSL certificate?
And sir, what is that? The second, the hidden one, that, yeah, the capability or set
And
capabilities.
that is the alternate one. You can find it over the internet sometimes. That set capability. So you can write couple of them with the list of argument one after another. Okay, or either set capability accept insecure certificate as in true. Okay, so
Okay,
this is
fine.
one of the direct option, and this is you can able to see over the internet sometimes in relevant example. Okay, so let's just the new guy in. Okay, so let's just move on to the next one. Okay, over here. So now some of the options might be possible or can be handled with other browser, but as I said, desired capabilities. So you can try to find out over the internet different capabilities available for all sorts of browser inside this class desired capabilities. But if you are playing with some specific browser, so this is the Chrome options class, and what you can actually do with this Chrome options class, that I'm just going to explain. Okay, so first thing first, you have to, before opening up any URL with driver.get, okay, Chrome option, you have to type it down as a class, then options or any relevant name, okay, and then the object of Chrome option. Okay, then first line here it is, which I will try to execute after a couple of minutes. Okay, one is headless. Okay, so headless means whenever, if you in a situation where you are not having the infrastructure in your company, or might be possible you have to execute your script, or you execute your actual automation suite having 10, 15 or 20 test cases, and simultaneously you have to work upon that particular system to write or to edit the script. Okay, to create some new automation scenario or do some else other work. Okay, so at that time, if I try to execute any one of the script previously written over here or any other topic we had covered without this headless mode, every time this automated browser got pops up, then do its usual thing which we written inside the script, and then it closes up with the result on the console and the JUnit as an assertion if we had applied. Okay, and then we get to see the results. Okay, but in headless mode we are not able to see that particular thing is, or I should say it is running behind the scenarios. Okay, you are not able to see a browser got started over here, then it got opened up, then maximized, then opening some URL, doing that particular actions, or selecting some values from drop down. Okay, filling up some forms, doing the particular testing. Okay, so for that, headless mode is really useful whenever you need, or you are having only one machine in with you, and you have to work over there, and simultaneously in parallel you have to execute your script. Okay, then second is, if you wish to execute, or if you try to open your particular website or your application in incognito mode, just like over here. So as over here, this is my original browser. If I try to open amazon.in, might be possible there are some cookies caches saved for this particular browser, for this particular account. So it will give me the relevant searches or the relevant sort of commodities, okay, or offers which I searched previously. Okay, and why we try to test it over incognito, that the suggestion for that particular user will not come. So in that particular scenario, you, if you wish to open your application inside incognito, you have to actually use options dot add argument, then inside add arguments you have to give in double quotes hyphen hyphen incognito, so it will actually opens up that particular automated browser in incognito mode. Okay, then the third thing, which is actually not working for my particular Chrome driver or Chrome browser, automated browser, which is disable info bars. Okay, I had not any idea why it is not working, because this is the actual argument this I'm using currently from 1.5 years to disable the info bar. But I will tell you what this particular line will do. So when you try to open any particular scenario or website, if I just comment this driver.quit, okay, and try to open or execute this particular script. Okay, so you are able to see some sort of bar coming over there. Okay, which bar I am talking about, let's just it open. Okay, so this bar, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Okay, So this you can able to hide it out, or this will not came if you write this particular line over here. Is this add argument? Oh, oops. Okay, add argument disable hyphen disable hyphen info bars. Okay, so it will not come that particular line in middle of between. Okay, then after, if you wish to open your website, which are I should say the scenario where you have to check with different resolution that how your particular website will behave. Okay, so if I just do like this, then how much area got covered. Okay, so if I need to test that particular thing out and which area is coming first in some sort of resolution. So currently I'm using a full HD screen of my laptop. So if I use directly driver dot manage dot maximize, so it will actually maximize it to the full screen or full screen window. Okay, but if you wish to test it out with different resolution, something like this. Okay, with different aspect ratio, if you are into the video kind of things. Oh, okay, so there are different aspect ratio for every image or video. Okay, so this is, I should say, if this is a full HD, then half of this is HD or 720. Okay, so in that particular thing on a full screen monitor, how your particular application will behave. So for that, you can actually give the size of the pixels and inside which that particular application got opened inside the browser. Okay, so I'll uncomment this to demonstrate. Okay, then after, over here, as I told you, one of the in the previous one, SSL certificate error, if there are other sort of error are coming, so by this particular argument you can actually ignore. Yeah, so you can actually ignore the other sort of certificate errors. Okay, and then after, if you try to remember 2 3 browser version back for Chrome driver. Okay, so in the automated browser, I should once again execute this particular thing, and I'll tell you it's been by extensions or disable extensions. Okay, just okay, so over here one extension got added up. Okay, 2 3 browser version back. So this will actually might be hamper or change something in your application specific environment during the testing. Okay, so by this particular line over here, just terminate this. Okay, by this particular line you can actually disable all sort of disable extensions if it is automatically added by Chrome or any other browser. We are talking about Chrome, so it will actually don't add any extension. Okay, then this is one of the line that add argument start maximized. Okay, so you can simply write driver.window.maximize, but in terms of Chrome option you can even write start maximized. Okay, so it will maximize the particular browser. Okay, then I just told you about this all extensions. Okay, what if you wish to open your website or application by adding some sort of extension. Okay, so what is mean by that? If you try to okay, okay, give me a minute. Over here, is there any ad or okay, yatra.com will be good. Let me check. And if I try to open this particular same website over here without an extension, so might be possible if you are not added up. Oops, it is actually not having the difference. uh, let me open naukri.com. It is filled up with ads. Okay, yeah. So see, not those pop-ups we are dealing with, but or give me a minute. Okay. So it is coming with ad. Yes, yes, yes. This is I'm actually really want to tell you. So if you need to check how your application will behave with an ad blocker or some sort of other extension with that particular relevant use, so here I'm giving the example of ad blocker, which is coming up with all blocked ad, and I'm able to actually see only the relevant code. Okay, so here few codes are added by myself also, and this is the website hosted by Akash sir. He is the admin of this particular website. So if you wish to visit it, you can. There are some useful code available over here. Okay, so see over here, I had added few code in 2019. Okay, so this is it. Okay, and in this over here in this other browser, which is incognito or the automated, you are able to see all this sort of ad. Okay, so this might cause you to write some script or change your script in terms of action classes, or some XPath strategy might do change with this ad, because it may actually change this line positioning, okay, this text positioning, so to some different aspect or some different uh, in a visibility point of view I'm trying to say. Okay, so how to add a particular extension in the automated browser. Right now you are not able to see any extension got added up. Okay, so for that you have to first extract that particular extension into CRX file. Okay, so just don't go with this name. I know this is a ad blocker plus extension or ad blocker extension, and over the internet you are easily able to find how to manage to extract this CRX file with your relevant extension you wish to add in the automated browser. Okay, so I somehow managed to download this, and where I had over here inside my project in the root directory I had added extension, and with this name .crx, and the same name I had given over here in the options.add extension new file and the file name. Okay, or if you are not actually adding over here, so you have to give the relevant folder name inside this double quotes, just like we are not using system.set properties just because we had added our Chrome browser in the root directory or all sort of browser driver over here, so we need not use the system.set property. Okay, and then just the regular stuff. Okay, so then you have to give the actual options into the constructor as we are using Chrome options. So this is not working actually, and yeah, I'll have to uncomment this. Okay, so now what we had as an on options over here, one is incognito, so our browser should open in incognito mode, then window size should be 800, horizontal and vertically 600, then ignore all certificate errors. So for google.co.in it should not give any error, but we had added. Okay, then start maximized, and for just to show you, just to add an extension. Okay, and then just the regular stuff, and what we are doing inside the script, just to finding out a particular thing over here inside this particular text box. Okay, so I did the same thing with find element name as a queue. I'm trying to search over that particular text box automation testing, so it will give me the relevant search result. automation testing, and I'm trying to click one of them, okay, over here. So if you try to find out how in the send keys dot enter is over here, so what you do manually over here, let me just complete testing, and you press enter, okay. So just the same thing via automation, just not clicking over me, okay, automation testing and clicking over here, I'm just hitting enter after this, okay. So to hit enter, as a key is enter, and you have to use the keys as an enum, okay. So keys dot enter, you have to write it inside the send keys, okay. And then after, I'm just trying to print out the next page title, okay. So this is the script I written over a month back, and at that time one of the search result is this, okay. So this is not working, that's why I had commented this, okay. So let's just try to execute the script. So see, it is opened in incognito, then 800 by 600, and where that extension got missed or no, what, okay, uh, okay, okay. So let's just try for the incognito. We had tried, it actually worked, the window size actually worked. And then let's just go for, let's just comment this also, we don't need it, and maximize, okay. So now we are going for, let's just comment for incognito also, might be it will conflict the issue or the scenario, okay. So if all things go smoothly, we'll able to see the extension got added, and then the particular scenario got started automated. So see, the extension got added up. Now it will maximize the browser. Yeah, and it open google.co.in, started searching automation testing, hit enter with the extension, and the next page title is this one, okay. So this is the Chrome options, and you can even do all these things with desired capability. Just is the thing, you have to go with desired capability cap, and some syntactical thing got changed over here, but the thing is just the same. And this is not only options are, I had just demonstrated, are only available inside Chrome options. You can even print your browser version. You can even set two different proxies, okay. Then you can even try to print your OS version, uh, then the update status on which Windows 10 with which version you are actually running all this script. So this can actually able to achieve with desired capabilities or Chrome options or Firefox options, okay. And now for headless, okay, let me try to run this also. So as you know, in the normal situation without headless option, this will actually got printed and a browser got opened, and the all sort of extension added things and incognito thing got happened, okay. Now with the headless mode, will need it to get this particular thing once again, okay, without invoking a browser, okay. So I'm just trying to execute the script, okay. Let's just open the console also, okay. See, Chrome driver was started successfully, okay. It is doing the thing in background, and in some time it will print the title of the next page, okay. Leaving UI and temporary, okay. Okay, let me check once again. is what we are missing over here. Okay. Mm, okay. Might be possible the command is because this is not the regular stuff we usually do. Okay, let's just terminate this one and just execute once again. Okay. Oops, why it is doing so? Because something is breaking up the thing. Okay, just for a sake. Okay, this extension wala thing will not actually might not work on for the headless mode. Okay, so let me check once again. Because in headless mode, one of the reason why we use it, its execution is really fast. We are not actually loading up or giving the time to load the website all images. Okay, and that without an image, that particular application or website will load really fast and do the testing. Okay, see over here. Yeah, so what is the issue actually? We cannot add an extension with a headless mode. Okay, so in headless mode, what is in background got actually did over here. So this browser, consider this as an automated browser. Okay, via Selenium invoke, and then this image will not load, this my image is not load, or user image not loaded. Okay, all sorts of different images got not loaded, just all the text boxes in behind whatever available inside the HTML got loaded, and we are just simply had the all the web element with all locator strategy got actually type the text and go to the next page, something like this. Okay, and fetch the title. Okay, so those images will also not loaded up in background. Okay, and yeah, this is pretty much it for Chrome options. So now questions. Stefan, you got cleared idea. So I haven't covered all those sort of thing, but somewhere around I tried to cover.
Yes. So basically, we can play around with the structure of the browser, right? I mean,
Structure of the browser,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like we do manually,
Yes.
just like
And we can
we.
also
Mhm.
set a download path, right? We can change the path, default
Mm,
path through
no,
this.
no, I'm not sure about that. But if it is
Okay.
there, you can able to see on Chrome drivers website. But I'm
Mhm.
I'm I'm not confirming that thing because default path is actually set by OS. Might be possible your recent location of saving the document is regularly in F drive. Okay, and in someone's case it is in C drive documents, so it may actually open that particular path.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about that.
Yes. I had done it once. So
Yeah, we had even discussed that scenario, which is
yes,
not.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. After our discussion, actually, I just changed the path. I mean, by
Okay,
using these
with
options.
desired capabilities.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Share that one with within the
Actually,
group then.
yes, I'll share it afterwards because I'm connecting through my mobile now.
Okay, okay,
This
not
is
an
my
issue.
PC.
I'm just asking you to do so. Okay,
Okay,
you can do
okay,
it later on also. Okay.
fine.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is about the desired capabilities or Chrome option. You can even try to search about the how to run headless mode your script for Firefox or Opera. Okay, So options got changed. Might be possible in Opera you need not have to add this double hyphen in headless, okay, as a spelling. So it got changed browser wise, okay, but the things are just what I mentioned over here, okay. These are really basics, and we actually need to remember this, what basically we can do, okay. Then now for the next part we are having the synchronization, okay. So as we already covered some of them, okay, the implicit wait thing, but I'll tell you the scenario manually first. What is mean by synchronization? Why does it needed? Okay. So basically, Selenium is not having any capability in under it that after hitting a particular website over here inside the script, after that it is directly trying to find out the web element which is over here. Which web element is this one. If it is not loaded, or due to a poor internet connection, or might be a reason that particular application is loading slow, okay, due to any server issues, or might be some any of the reason, so it directly Selenium script will actually try to find out this particular web element, and if it is not get found over here, it will throw different exception, no such element exception, or web element not found, okay. So that kind of relevant exception you will get to see, but in manual case it is opening up. You are able to try, you are able to search it over something in this particular text box. So you have to synchronize that particular thing. Just tell your script or Selenium to wait until that this particular website got fully loaded, okay, then try to find out this particular search box and then type some words in it, okay. So for that we are basically giving driver.manage timeout implicitly wait. So this is a global wait, okay. So for when you write this particular line for implicitly wait for with a 20-second time, it will actually give time to load maximum as in 20 seconds for all web elements, okay. And then it will throw an exception after 20 seconds. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, so it is actually giving a maximum timeout for all web elements as in 20 seconds, and after that on 21st second, if it is not get loaded over here in the browser, that web element, it will throw the exception, okay. So this is we actually doing from last couple of 5-6 sessions for Selenium, okay. Now the second thing is, which is the one, the explicit wait, okay. So what is mean by an explicit wait? Where you can give a particular condition that when you try to do some actions and after that that particular web element got appeared on a screen, okay. Just like that when you are trying to fill a form, okay, and then after where you are filling up some form and you are having an option that what is your uh, annual salary or something, your CTC, okay. And then if it is in the range of 5 lakhs or in between 5 to 10 lakhs, you'll able to see couple of other option got enabled, okay, which is not present over there when you had not filled that particular form with relevant numbers, okay, for that option only. So for that also, this implicit wait actually doesn't help you much, okay, because after doing some actions that particular elements got loaded up in the screen, okay. So for that, just a rough example over here, uh, which is the website, okay. uh, Give me a minute. Oh, what is the name? Okay, this one. Yeah, this one. I'm just giving a manual scenario for this one. Might be possible this will not actually execute because something got changed into that website. Where is that script? over here. Just give me a minute to try to execute this. If it is got executed, I'll explain over here, or we will move on to amazon.in. Okay. Okay, so over here what you are able to see over here, it will taking actually some time to load the particular website. Okay, and what we are actually trying to do as a manual, just hitting this particular website. Once again, I'll hit this URL. Okay, it is taking some time and directly finding out email address field, password field, and this button got enabled. Okay, and just trying to click on this login button, and our application got logged in. Okay, and doing the next few steps. Okay, but as this is not working, what I'm trying to tell you over here, that if that particular thing got not loaded up within the time bracket, or which is really specific after some actions, you have to use a different kind of wait, which is not implicit wait. This should be there always. Okay, by default you have to write this always, but for some different things, or over here what I'm trying to explain, just say like this. Okay, I'm trying to write a mobile company name, and you are getting some options. Might be possible those options got not loaded properly, or loading really slow. Okay, so you have to tell Selenium script that you have to slow down the thing, and you have to give a maximum time bracket. Till then it will stop searching or continuously searching. After that it will throw an exception. Okay, so let's just try to execute the scenario. And what is difference after adding this particular thing? You have to add a WebDriver wait, which is mean by a explicit wait. Explicit wait is a concept, but WebDriver wait is a class actually you have to use. Okay, so WebDriver wait I had here declared globally, then wait is equal to new WebDriver wait. Driver is the first argument, and the 15 is the number of maximum time after which, when I inserted some over here, some text over here. Okay, so this is all total sort of list I need to fetch. Okay, as a scenario, but this might came slowly or come really quickly, we doesn't actually know. Okay, so for this is the maximum timeout. After this, if it is that particular thing is not loaded, it will throw an exception. So as I'm telling repeatedly, that this particular wait you have to apply on specific objects or specific web element. So which web element you are trying to apply this wait? Over this particular list. Okay, over this total list. Okay, so I tried to find out the XPath. Okay, earlier, and I am getting, except all this, I excluded this option. All the 10 or 11 options are there. Okay, in total, and I'm trying to fetch it all them and trying to print it on console. Okay, so what is the thing we have to do? Web element search box with the strategy ID. I'm trying to find out this particular search box. Okay, then sending the keys as in Nokia, as in commodity. Then after I find the list of the search box. Okay, or over here this list containing the XPath, or the just the opposite of it, XPath containing the list of all this. Okay, if you wish to write some other thing, okay, so it will came different, but the XPath will remain just the same. So here I just first find the list of web element with driver.find elements, and then I applied wait dot until expected conditions is the class visibility of all elements. Okay, so if I try to demonstrate you, wait dot until, okay, then expected conditions is the class, and here you are able to see couple of different methods, which is really scenario specific. Presence of all element located, or over here frame is available or not. Might be possible, as we had covered the frame, this particular text box will, after some days, this is came inside a frame, so you have to first switch to the frame and then try to deal with this particular text box. Okay, so for this you have to first switch to the frame. So for that we are having a frames method. Okay, frame is available to be switched. Okay, with different here you can give the bilocator or the frame number or the frame web element in terms of string. Or here see web element. So different option for different scenario. Is alert is present, after if it is alert is present, after that you have to do some specific actions. So you have to use wait dot until expected condition, give a dot operator, and you are able to see all different. See over here url contains, if url containing something you have to do something after that. Okay, if url matches with some regular expression you have to do something. Okay, then visibility off. So just the similar kind of method over there available. Visibility of all element. Why all element? I can even find out a single element, but as this is we are dealing with a list of web elements, so I just opted for this one. Okay, and adjust to argument, you have to give the list over here inside this constructor. Okay, and then just the simple iteration of the list. Okay, so let me just execute this. Okay, and it should open. Yes, got open. So list got appeared, and yes, list got fetched also. Might be possible that without this wait your actual script will run, but where is this sort of scenario where dynamically a data is getting changed or coming from the backend? You have to use WebDriver wait. Okay, because we never know someone's system how behave, or at that moment whenever someone is trying to execute the script, how the application is behaving, how the backend is behaving. Okay, so you have to add this sort of thing, which is WebDriver wait, which is we call as an concept explicit wait. Then there is one another concept inside explicit wait. One is this WebDriver wait, and one is a polling wait. Okay, I'll tell you that particular wait, fluent wait we call it as an, I'll tell you after a couple of sessions, because its syntax might be tricky, and the difference is that only here is the polling time is maximum 15 second, and over there as a next argument you can add to check after every 5 millisecond or 300 millisecond. You can check whether the list is coming or not. Okay, so that will really work fast. Now questions. Any difficulty in this scenario?
No.
Stefan, Suraj?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So try to do with different things with different methods. Okay, these are really scenario based. So this is one of them. Then one of the second part of this with the same website but different scenario. What we are trying to do over here, just opening this website, then after moving our mouse over here, and then after moving the mouse, after that this list got loaded up. Okay, if you don't wait for this particular mouse over action and don't wait for this particular box is coming, inside that box you are having different option for your account management. So if you are not waiting for that, your script might get fail without any reason. Okay, so for this we are actually return script. That first of all, this is the regular stuff. Okay, then wait we needed. Okay, I'll tell you where we need to apply this, and one action class with driver as an argument. So we are actually opening a website once again. Then I had found this particular web element. Then after I waited this particular box to be displayed or visible, and then after I fetch all those options under your account. Okay, so this is the first web element, hello sign in button, which is this one. Okay, then we have to do a mouse over. So for that, act move to element, the web element dot perform. As this is a single method, we can skip dot build also. Okay, then after I try to find the XPath for this, all different sort of options. Okay, created a list. Then wait dot until expected conditions, visibility of all elements, and the XPath web element. Okay, list of web element over here, having the all options, and then simply just trying to print the count of all the options. Okay, and then just simply printing all the options. Okay, so let's just try to execute this one also. See, got mouse over, all the option got fetched. Okay, it is coming something like this. Number as an dot get size. Okay, okay, leave this line till now, but all options got printed. Okay, over here with serial number. I had added the number from the for loop. Okay, so this is means a synchronization. You have to synchronize your script and tell your script to wait until that particular element got displayed or loaded sometime, because see over this is already in HTML. Okay, you have to just do a mouse over, but whatever you are typing over here is not, we cannot tell how the user is behaving or doing the thing with this particular application. So it is coming from backend. Okay, in the runtime, so you have to wait for all these options. So this sort of scenarios you have to use WebDriver wait. Okay, so now any doubt in this particular script?
No.
Okay, Manish.
No.
Okay, what from others?
No.
Okay, uh, then it is one of the last one from my side for today's session. So